Now, Syracuse had blown 4 halftime leads in its last 5 regular season games, but it was a lackluster first half for Syracuse that made the difference in the second half. It's conference tournaments galore for Syracuse athletics. I've got the latest on the women's basketball and women's ice hockey team's postseason runs right after this. Golubovskaya and Tresheva are playing in the National Indoor Championships in Seattle this weekend, but it's not the first time that they've played in a high-stakes tournament together. The softball team was in Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and where you can actually see the dirt of a softball field. Louisville was pushing the pace a little bit in the first half, so the Orange couldn't get set in that zone, which allowed them to get a couple buckets in transition. The inaugural Syracuse Mets season is just days away now. The new affiliation and the new look will finally take the diamond on Thursday, but another debut even more anticipated than Syracuse's new look is their new outfielder. And the star of the show was Justin Robinson. 35 points, 8 assists, and a pair of Virginia Tech records to boot. And Jim Boeheim says the Orange defense just didn't have any answers for him. We'll take a look at the lopsided offense and the stifling defense of the Orange. And we'll also hear from head coach Jim Boeheim, a couple players, and our own Jackson Agello in the Carrier Dome. Both Abdul Adams and Tristan Jackson scored in their Orange debuts, and Adams said that he didn't really have to change his practice routine. And a much more likely 2019 NBA draftee took the floor in the Elite Eight on Sunday. Zion Williamson and Duke took on Cassius Winston and Michigan State. 16 minutes left in the first half. Cam Reddish misses the jumper, but Zion Williamson on cleanup duty, and this guy is special. A two-handed jam to make it 6-4. Both teams neck and neck all game long. Early in the second half now, Xavier Tillman down low, same spot at the other end of the floor. Michigan State for the jam, 39-34, and with 40 seconds to go. Michigan State down by 1. Kenny Goins, open 3, drills it to take the lead. 68-66 Michigan State. And at the other end of the floor, R.J. Barrett already missed his first free throw, trying to miss the second one. A line drive off the bounce anyway, still goes in. So now Duke needs a turnover off the Michigan State inbound. Michigan State able to get it to their leader. Cassius Winston breaks free and the clock runs out as MSU advances over Duke, the unprecedented favorite in this year's tournament, to go to the Final Four for the first time since 2015. Your final score, 68-67 Spartans. Syracuse women's basketball played its first game of the ACC tournament earlier today. The Orange finished 5th in the ACC in the regular season, which led them to a first-round bye. And their first matchup of the gauntlet in Greensboro was against 12th-seeded Virginia, a team that Syracuse narrowly beat in the regular season. And the Orange got it done against the Cavaliers once again, 67-57. Jocelyn Willoughby led all scorers with 19 points for Virginia, but SU proved too much to handle for the Wahoos. Syracuse took an 11-point lead into the locker room after shooting 54% from behind the arc in just the first half. 4 Syracuse players scored in double figures, and Tiana Mangakahia says that takes pressure off her. Meet the Paul family. 2 siblings, 2 Syracuse athletes. Logan and Brendan were at odds growing up like any siblings. But when Logan was pitching at Bryant University, she started to mentor Brendan.
I think he was starting to go through the recruiting process as he was a sophomore and junior in high school. And since I had been through that process kind of recently, he I think, needed my guidance and wanted some help.
Brendan was going through that process at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire. While he was studying one night, an unexpected phone call sealed the deal.
Like Coach Bam's about to call me, like, why is he calling me? And then he offered me the walk-on spot, the preferred walk-on spot, and I actually took it. I accepted it on the phone, like, just then. I hadn't even told my parents that it was an option yet.
Once Brendan knew where he was going for college, it was his turn to do some recruiting of his own.
I always wanted to go to college with my sister once we got close, and I was like, well, you have an extra year eligibility. I was like, why not try to come here? Like, let's make this happen.
I said, haha, that's really funny. And it just kind of worked out. All the cards fell into place, and very, very fortunate for that.
For one fleeting school year in the 2019 season, the Paul siblings will play at the same school. They live right near each other, too, and it plays to Brendan's benefit.
I kind of use her these days for laundry, not going to lie.
He also has his car on campus now, so he doesn't need me as much, but I still see him when we're both home, and we try and, do dinner when we're both here.
But they're not here that much when they're both in season. Logan is playing in the Bubbly Invitational in Florida this weekend, while Brendan and the basketball team host Duke on Saturday. I'm Adam Unger, NCC News. Remember these names: Sofia Golubovskaya and Sonia Tresheva. The duo is on the rise as the number 24 doubles pairing in the country, and their chemistry off the court helps their performance on the court.
They've been extremely successful in the past. They've played together. They're close friends.
I think that helps a lot because like I trust her, and it's just like the main thing, I guess, like when we were playing doubles.
Both of them are originally from Moscow, Russia. Golubovskaya, a sophomore, helped bring Tresheva to Syracuse and get her adjusted to the university.
I wanted someone to like that close to be with me here. I helped like her to know like what the school is, how people like everything here. Like I told her, and she said yeah, I'm coming.
Golubovskaya and Tresheva are playing in the National Indoor Championships in Seattle this weekend, but it's not the first time that they've played in a high-stakes tournament together.
We played Russian Championship together. That's when we started playing like doubles together. That worked out, and we were like in the semifinals.
I think they grew up practicing with each other, playing against each other in tournaments, and playing with each other in doubles at tournaments. So I think it's a big advantage.
So one more time, Sonia Tresheva and Sofia Golubovskaya. They're a part of a number 10 Syracuse team that's going to the ITA Indoor Nationals for the first time in program history on Friday. I'm Unger, NCC News.